I was told by a boss one time, never argue with a pig. All it does is annoy you and frustrate the pig. I've also heard someone wise once say, don't throw pearls at swine. It just angers them and they'll turn and eat you up.
Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week.
I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and it's amazing to me how often it seems like I just have to get this off my chest. I have to tell my story to someone because the pain in me has to get out. And yet, we forget that sometimes that vulnerability must be measured. I saw a Facebook post just yesterday. A lady had asked, or a female, a mom, a mother, a woman, however you want to label her, that she just asked a really simple question. How many of you men journal? She capitalized men to point the question directly at men who see her post. How many of you men journal? And within the first few minutes, there were a dozen or so responses. And in those dozen or so responses, most of them said, no, I just turn off the radio and yell at myself in the car. Or, no, I just go to a quiet place and I vent. Or, no, I go sit on the fishing bank and I reflect alone. And one actually said, well, I used to journal. It used to be a part of my morning ritual every day to reflect and to journal. And then someone read my journal and used all the information in it against me and tried to destroy my life. See, story power is a very powerful thing. Story power reveals the deepest who that you are. At the same time, it kind of informs the deepest who of who you are. My son turned us on to a little movie yesterday. It was one of those typical high school sweetheart feel-good stories. It was a really cute movie called Status Update. I think he found it on Amazon. And we watched it from beginning to end, and it had some kind of moments, and it had some incredible moments, and it had a philosophy in the movie that was really, really cool, and that was that this kid was able to update status on his phone and predict what his life would be like. He would simply make a statement or a declaration. I'm going to be a hockey player, a singer, a football player, whatever. And by simply making the declaration and believing it to come true, he would actually see those things come true in his life. He would put that magic, if you will, to work on relationships, on talents, on skills, on friends. And my son thought, well, he even said out loud, it would be nice if the universe actually worked that way. And I said, but son, it does. It does. It was Henry Ford who said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Yeah, you're right. If you're thoroughly convinced that you can't do this, you will cause yourself to fail. But if you thoroughly believe you can, nothing in this universe can stop you. Let that sink in for a minute. Because it is that little bit of faith that makes all the difference in the world. Or as John Maxwell says, his father used to tell him, which I believe he got from Robert Schuller, there's a small difference between people. Some have a good attitude and some have a bad attitude, but that small difference makes the biggest difference in the world in their outcome. Because that small difference in attitude is the difference in their outcome. That's pretty powerful. But see, that attitude is how you feel about what you think and what you think about how you feel. And if the words coming out of your mouth betray you because they're insincere, or if you reveal too much about yourself to the wrong person and they use that information against you, if the story that you tell to the world is not consistent with the who that you are, then you have no integrity. And when you have no integrity, your vulnerability and authenticity are at risk. When you tell a story because it makes you look good or feel good, or because it gains you sympathy or manipulates other people, that story is going to come back to bite you. And when you share your deepest, darkest, most hurtful secrets with the wrong people, it's like throwing your most precious jewels in front of a pig who wants to eat you. I don't know if you've ever encountered a wild boar. They're carnivorous. They're omnivores. They will eat anything. A wild boar will stomp you down, stab you with his tusks, and rip your flesh off your bones. Because a wild boar is an omnivore. And if that pig gets a scent of your weakness, it might as well be a lion or a tiger, because he's not done until he's done eating. I hate to say it this way, but it's absolutely true. There are people in this life that you will encounter who want nothing more than to see someone else be ripped to shreds. They want nothing more. There is no greater satisfaction in their life than to get inside your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit and destroy you. Whether it's for revenge or just for sport. Oh yeah, I believe everyone should tell their story. And I believe everyone should craft their story. But I want you to understand that storypower is a read, write program. You can express what's going on in your mind. You can project, predict, and alter the future. You may not be able to alter the past, but you can definitely alter the future. But if you throw that story in front of the wrong person, maybe they steal your patent. Maybe they steal your hopes. Maybe they steal your dreams. Maybe they just crush the who that you are. Trust me when I say, your story is a powerful thing for shaping your own heart, your own mind, your own life, your own future, and for transforming the lives of others. But it's not for everyone. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.